Is it going?
Yes, it's
Why is it already at 17 seconds?
getting like a nervous headache. Right?
Hey everybody, I'm David. If you're watching this, you're probably already familiar with my wife, Dina. So without any further ado, this is what we're doing tonight.
So today's video is a collaboration with Tiffany over at Blessed Bears, and I will leave her channel link below so you can go check them out. They are a large family, and they are a family that loves Christ, and they homeschool their kids. So there are a few other mamas and daddies in this collab, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave the playlist below. That way you can go and check out the answers that all of the other dads are giving. A lot of the weight of homeschooling usually falls on the mama, but the dads definitely do have a say in whether or not we homeschool and different things like that. And so I thought it was a great idea to bring the dads along and ask them, because even though the mamas are the ones, you know, asking about curriculum and different things like that, dads have questions about homeschooling too. So then having a dad's perspective is really good too. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into these questions that Tiffany gave us. All right, question number 1. How long has your family been homeschooling?
So you started when Abby was 4?
She was almost 4, yeah.
So 3 years.
We're going on our 4th year, yeah?
Math.
Math. He was homeschooled.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, we're going on our 4th year of homeschooling. Question number 2. Before you ever considered homeschooling, what was your opinion of it?
Well, like Dina said, I was actually homeschooled. So we did some public school, a little bit of private school, and some homeschooling. And then we ended up actually finishing out doing public school. So my opinion of homeschooling, before this happened, probably would have been maybe medium. So a lot, like most things in life, homeschooling depends a lot on what you put into it. So I was probably a little bit wary of homeschooling just because from my own experience, my mom was great, did a great job with us, but also they kind of left a lot of it up to us. And being young men, we kind of did not do as good a job teaching ourselves and being responsible young men as we should have, to our own detriment. So that came back and hurt us, I believe, later on.
And they did like a video one, right? Where you watched the video and then answered the questions.
Right, so I think I was only homeschooled for 2 years, and 1 year was normal books. And then the next year we did videos. We might have done videos 2 years, I don't remember. So I think Dina's alluding to it here. So the subjects that we liked, we would watch. So Bible class, maybe some of the science, history, we would watch them, me and my older brother. The math classes would get fast forwarded. So keep an eye on your littles, especially once they get to that age where they can start figuring some of that out and make sure that they are not skipping stuff, because it'll come back to get them. So definitely was a little bit wary about committing to homeschooling our children for the rest of their lives, just because it is a lot of work and we're not professional teachers, but also knowing that there was some value in it. And I also know that Dina is good at anything she puts her mind to, and kind of double-edged sword with that, because I trust her with whatever she wants to do for the most part, but then also I kind of sometimes tend to, okay, well, she's got that, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't know if it was when they very first started or pretty close to when they started. I was gone for 9 months, so again, it's just kind of like, okay, she knows what she's doing, she's intelligent, and I trust her with my children, which is good. And so I just didn't worry about it too much, which probably not the best way to go about with your kids' education, dads. So.
Okay, question number 3. Did you have any reservations about homeschooling before you started?
I think we kind of answered that when I was answering too. Again, maybe a little bit wary, some very minor reservations, but I, in general, trusted that Dina, especially early on, would be fine teaching the kids, selecting the curriculum,
I think what she's alluding to here is, were you scared at all that you'd have weird homeschoolers?
Oh, sure, of course. Anytime anyone considers homeschooling. But this is going to tie back to the mission statement, Dina's mission statement, that it's not just about homeschooling for us. It really is part of the whole rest of our lives, which is trying to be lights for Christ, trying to live life according to His will, trying to incorporate Him into all aspects of our life and not just bring Christ into our lives. We want Him to be the center part of our lives and for everything else to kind of take a back seat instead of the other way around. We're both at the place now where we think we're supposed to be homeschooling, but that's where we're at right now. And if God has us shift gears, we want to just be able, open and available, doing what we're supposed to do in our daily walks with Him so that we know when it's time to change. As far as them being weird, again, just not being perfect yet, not being as good and godly as I should be yet. Sometimes, yeah, that does creep in of wanting your kids to grow up and be maybe not popular, but what is perceived as normal, not being weird, not being kind of those outliers or those fringe kids. But Dina says it pretty often that's not what's super important. What's important is that we are directing them to Christ, and all that other stuff is way less important.
Okay, so question number 4 is, what benefits do you see with homeschooling?
So now it's kind of been a blessing to us just because of the stage of life that we're in. We have more, I don't know if you call them emergencies, but minor emergencies than, when you have little kids get sick or they have appointments or mama has appointments or whatever. And it's a lot easier, especially with a family this size and with them being the ages that they are, it's a lot easier to adjust and just change gears, to take a down day when we have to. What homeschooling gives us is a little bit more of that flexibility, and that's just nice, again, at this stage of our life. Benefits of homeschooling. So the first one, some of the flexibility. When you have this many kids, it's hard to change gears and adjust if someone is, well, first off, getting them to school, because half of our kids would be going to school and half of them would be not going to school right now. But, just getting half of them to school, the other half are not, and then getting the half that stayed home ready to go pick up the other ones or, whatever. It's just a whole lot more moving parts. Adding a level of stress to a life that is already plenty full of that when you have this many kids, small kids.
Yeah.
And then adding a certain amount of stress to them. And, you could say the argument to that, of course, would be, well, they need to learn these things. They've got time. They've got plenty of time. We do other activities where we get ready and go places.
Load them up.
We're pretty blessed being in the military that we've moved a lot and traveled a lot. So we've done plenty of trips. We've done plenty of traveling. We've done plenty of logistical juggling, so we don't need that in our lives every single day just to make us stronger.
Another benefit that I think,
whoa.
this is your Q&A.
Yeah, you do your own.
So another benefit that ties into dad time is that there is no homework. So like when dad comes home, then we don't have to eat whatever and then hurry up and do homework for like an hour or so, and then at that point they can spend time with dad, which is not very much time after that. So
right, yeah. So the flexibility, and then some of the time, it's just you spend less time figuring out how to get them to and from school and how to pack their lunches and what clothes they're going to wear, and a lot more time then is able to be spent as a family.
Yeah, good. All right, question number 5 is, what do you think homeschooling has done for your relationship with your kids?
I don't know because
we don't know any different.
we don't know anything different, and also they don't know anything different.
Right.
So I don't know that our relationship has changed because as a parent of very young kids, you're constantly teaching them anyway.
Question 6, do you teach anything to your children? If so, what?
So Dina grew up very sheltered, whereas I'm from the streets, so all the street knowledge, like she's in charge of math and reading and science and all the boring stuff, and I'm in charge of, the street stuff.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
You teach them scream.
So Dina teaches them all the nerdy stuff, and I come over the top with the,
with the cool.
Yeah. All the stuff I learned in the School of Hard Knocks. No, so mostly I really do just supplement what Dina's doing. So if she asks me to help out a little bit and kind of shows me what I'm supposed to do, or just listening to them read.
But we did the safety unit from The Good and the Beautiful, and we did it on Saturdays, so that way David could be home for that, because a lot of it was like fire safety and coming up with a plan, like a family plan, like where we're going to meet outside if there is a fire, or how to get out of the house when there's a fire. So I wanted to do it with David.
I helped out with some of the fire safety stuff.
The kitchen safety,
water safety.
Yeah, so that one we kind of, co-taught. I don't know if that's a word. Yeah, we both taught that one. So yeah, but David, he was a history major in college. And so, whenever we kind of go through our memory work, and I do it, at the table during dinner time or something like that, and we're going through a history sentence or something, he definitely has input on that. And he has really good input. And I always tell the kids, if I don't know something of history, or if I don't know something about a certain country, I'm like, well, let's ask Dada when he gets home, because, he probably knows this. And so...
Also, another really good resource that I've found is the internet. So most of the questions that you have as parents, when you're like, how am I going to...
I wish there was some sort of...
if you go like in your pocket or in your purse, there's usually dark colored...
Device.
Yeah, it looks like this. And if you... Most of the time it's connected to the internet, and you can use what's called a search engine.
The Google.
Yeah. I can actually do another video.
Leave a comment below if you'd like to.
If you'd like to see me do a video on the internet.
Yeah, I'd do like a tutorial on how to search information.
And I don't know
on the
if
World
any
Wide
of you
Web.
other papas out there want to do a collab on the internet. We can probably set that up.
Anyway, okay. Question 7. What role do you play in homeschooling, and how do you support your wife?
So kind of answered that with the last one too. I think just one more way I support my wife is with money. I make the money. All this is possible by God's grace, but because I wake up at the crack of 10 o'clock and get showered and go to work for 6 hours and then come home. Cash money.
From the street.
From the streets.
Okay. So, but he supports me really well, and he probably just doesn't even realize that he's doing it. But, just by listening to me, and mamas, when we talk about curriculum, I talk about curriculum with him, and his eyes just kind of gloss over, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him, because he is not in it like I am, he is not researching it, and he doesn't know all of the information. And so, but he's a good sounding board for me, and he does give me really good opinions as far as well, I don't know if I should go with this one because of this, or this one because of that. He kind of helps me weigh out the pros and cons of the different things. So he's definitely a really good sounding board. So, and he gives me money to buy everything. Yeah.
Whatever.
Buy it all, try it all. That's my philosophy.
Whatever works, and whatever doesn't stays in the garage.
That's right. Okay. Question number 8. Would you ever put your children in public school?
Absolutely not. I think we kind of touched on this one too. Really just depends on the situation that we're in, how we feel God is wanting us to lead them and guide them and teach them. And if that means that they go to public school or Christian school, then that's what we're doing. Yeah. And again, that's a lot easier to say than to do, but I think we are in a good place in our lives where we trust God and we know He knows what He's doing, and that He's big enough to take care of them in any situation. And in the time that we do have with them, we just have to really value it and really do the best job that we can, and prayerfully, hopefully, guide them to Him.
Mm-hmm. And we do we're not afraid to put them in situations where there aren't any other Christians, because we do know that that's also a way that you can grow spiritually. They are still little, so technically they are unbelievers. Well, most of them are unbelievers, so it's not like we're gonna be like, oh, shine Jesus' light when they don't even have it yet. But
pre-believers.
Pre-believers, yeah, there you go, pre-believers. But we do see the benefits in not putting them in kind of a Christian bubble, because we don't want them to not know how to talk to non-believers, because that's the whole point of, you know,
Right.
of what we're supposed to be doing, is we're supposed to be spreading the gospel. So,
but definitely, again, like it's something that we both came to together, and we're on the same page about it. That, and I know not every person that homeschools is a Christian or feels the same way about it, but we really do feel like God is in charge, and we trust Him to be in charge. So if that means homeschool for years and years, or public school or private school or what have you, we're willing to be open and available to whatever He has for us.
question 9. What would you say to the man who is unsure or on the fence about homeschooling?
Is this a specific man, or like could be reworded?
Like Steve?
What would you say to a man who is unsure? Or is it the man? Like
Men. Just a man.
Was there a read ahead? Should I have known who this man is?
There's a man comes to you on the street. Say, hey, I'm unsure about homeschooling.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for me?
Again, like if you are a Christian, then pray about it. Like talk to God about it. Like it's in there. It's in the Bible. It talks about it. Like if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God. Plenty of other instances, examples in the Bible where it talks about we are supposed to be talking to Him about this stuff. And we're not supposed to make our own plans and then ask Him to bless it on the backside and just be like, okay, God, I'm heading this way. You know, I'm going to this battle. I'm going to this thing. Let's go. And trying to drag God along with us. So that if you are a Christian dad, mom, family, pray about it. Pray about it. Ask God. Talk to Him. But you need to be in communion with God all the time for that to work too. So many of us just kind of bring God in on the big decisions and like, okay, Lord, I don't talk to you every day, but I need an answer and I need it now because the curriculum's selling out. So go ahead and give me an answer, God. And probably talking to us and we can't even hear it because we don't know what His voice sounds like because we're not walking with Him every day. So we've got to be doing it all the time, guys. Again, and like this is important stuff, whether you have 1 kid or 5 kids or
9 kids,
19 or 9 or whatever, like pointing them to God is probably one of the most important ministries we're going to have in our lives. Not absolutely easy. It's not. It's still a tough decision. It's still, again, it could change where God wants you to do it one year and the next year you're in a different place. So I'm not telling you, yes, absolutely do it. This is the best thing ever. Every Christian person should do that. Absolutely not. Talk to God. Talk to your spouse. Figure it out together as a family, as a godly family.
All right, you guys.
That the last question?
That was the last question. All right. Is there anything else that you want to say?
Are you talking to them?
I'm talking to you.
Talking to you?
They can't.
You were looking.
They can't answer back.
Yeah, no, but seriously, if you have any other specific questions for
Dads.
the Papa Bears on this
Papa Bears in this community.
in this community, you can
leave a comment below.
Leave a comment below. Or you can get it to Dina, or for the other dads, I'm sure they also would not mind hearing and answering any questions.
Well, good. Well, thank you guys for watching. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more of David, give me a thumbs up. He did good, right? And don't forget to subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the little bell icon so that way you know whenever new videos pop up. And you can follow us over on Instagram at Dina_pursuing_peace if you want to get an inside glimpse of what goes on in this crazy house. Yes. And don't forget to go and check out all of the other videos in this collab. I am excited to see what all the other dads have to say and how they answered these questions. I will leave, again, Tiffany's channel link in the description box down below, and I will leave the playlist for this collab link in the description box below also. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye. You want me to leave?
Hi everybody, welcome to our perfectly natural. You just cut all that.
He's definitely cutting that out.
You recording?
I am recording.
Can you flip it?
Oh, why don't you do the intro?
Hi.
So when we did that unit.
Oh, this is no good. You have to cut it off.
I know. Take 27.
Probably. Cut.
Yeah.
And 2 bloopers.
Scene.
Scout screens.